Hi, my name is Johnny Moore, and today I would like to talk with you all about A Race for Dignity, the Black Men LLC website. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your plain and small does not serve the world. You are not bigger for it, and no one else is. There is nothing enlightening about you shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children of God. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in every one of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give to others the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marion Wilson was the author of that poem. It's such a timely poem, I think, in a time where people need to be inspired. We are also gifted. We're also brilliant, and we're also talented. But a lot of times we don't understand that and don't recognize what's actually in us. And I thought that that was a good way to start our talk today, is to start by reading her poem. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that when you walk, always hold your back straight. As long as you're holding your back straight, then no one else can ride your back. If you bend over your back with shame and disgrace and all of the things that keep you down and keep you bound, then people will ride you and people will oppress you and people will always dominate you and talk about you and bring you down. But if you hold your head up high, if you walk with a straight back, then no one can ride you. No one can bring you down. You're always in a fight. You always will be in the battles. And so remember that as you go forward in life, that you're going to be confronted with things. You're going to face obstacles. We all do. But you have to overcome them. You have to do battle. You have to fight your obstacles, and you will win. If you take God with you, you will win. Playing small, and that's what Israel did. I don't know if you know a lot about Israel and Egypt and the Promised Land, but they were playing small. And because they were playing small, they were thinking small. And because they thought of themselves as small, they were not able to enter in the Promised Land. I don't know if you know a lot about the text, but Moses sent the spies into the land to survey the land, to go in and see exactly what this Promised Land was like. And they went in and they saw grapes and they saw fruit in abundance and they saw all of these wonderful things, and they carried them out of the Promised Land to show Moses what they had gathered together. But then the same people that went in and gathered all of these wonderful things and brought them out from the Promised Land were the same people that spoke to the rest of the children of Israel and said, we can't go against these giants in the land because there's all kinds of obstacles that we would have to face. There are all kinds of challenges that we would have to meet, and we can't meet the challenges and we can't face the obstacles. And so because they were thinking small, they were thinking as grasshoppers, the Bible says. And so they were in the sight of everyone else around them. And that's what thinking small does to people. It not only hurts you in terms of your destiny and your future, but it also causes other people to look at you small and treat you small and treat you indifferent. And that shouldn't be, because God didn't create you to be a small being. God created you to do great things. Fear limits our ability to think great. That's a problem. We got a lot of fear in our society today, whether we recognize it or not. We see people that come from out of prison and they've lifted weights and they look buffed and they built up. But what inner fears do they have? Because just because you may look masculine physically because you've been in prison for a while and you've been lifting weights and doing all of the things, what about the obstacles out here that have a mental perspective to them? The things that challenge your mind to think greater about yourself, the things that will bring you to another level. It's not your physical body that brings you there. It's your thinking that brings you there. It's the way you use your mind. It's the way you use your thoughts. It's how you grow mentally that will determine what you are able to achieve in this life. And so I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that fear limits your ability to grow, to do great things with your life. Fear limits your ability to think great thoughts about your life, to think about great endeavors, to do great feats, and to accomplish great things. Fear stymies all of that and bring limitations into your life that you just can't seem to get out of. There's this wall there that seems to hold you back, and you don't understand what that wall is. And no matter what you try to do and what you try to succeed at in life, it always seems to come back at you, and you're never able to just climb that wall and overcome the obstacles that you're facing. It's your thinking. It's the way you think. It's determined in the Bible when it says that it's done unto you as you believe. It's directly correlated with the way you think and how you're thinking about everything you're trying to achieve in your destiny and in your life. Your life is precious to God. He wants you to do great and wonderful things. But we grow up sometimes in environments, I'll call them chicken environments, where people are chickens, and chickens tend to keep other people down. And so it's like chickens in a basket. Everybody's trying to hold on to everybody else so that nobody can climb out and do something great and accomplish great feats with their lives. And so you've got to overcome your environment sometimes. You got to overcome the people who were most important in your life, because if they're negative, they're negative. There's nothing you can do about that. And you've got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can achieve something great. You can do it in fear, but do it just the same, because it's the only way that you will ever accomplish something in your life is that you accomplish something first in your mind. Then we got to remember this, that you never feel great doing small things. That's why doing small things never work. You do all these small things and you're able to accomplish them and go home and take a nap, but you never get anywhere. You never accomplish anything but the things that you're doing, the small things that you're doing in your life. They're easy for you to do. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get out of the place where you are just comfortable doing things that you're used to doing. You got to do greater things. You got to do things that challenge your thinking, things that challenge your mind. You got to think at another level. You got to think great. You got to believe that you're great. And so sometimes it takes time to develop, to be ready to go forth and do the things that you want to do with your life. It's all right. Everybody in that Bible, everybody in life has to grow mentally. Everybody has to come to a place where they release some things in their life, some negative things, some thoughts that have been holding them down, some thoughts that have been with them all their lives. They keep them from being the person they were born to be. That's a part of this. It's being transformed by the renewing of your mind. That part has to take place. And that takes years sometimes. It takes a lot of time. But what else do you have? You only have one life to live. And so it would be best if you would live it to the fullness, to dream big dreams and to dream big visions and to do great and wonderful things. And so it will take time. It's taken me years to just get to this point in my life, to grow where I'm at today. And I look forward to growing more and more each and every day. I have not closed my mind to learning. Anybody can teach me. Anybody can share knowledge with me. People, no matter whether they're young or no matter whether they're old, can bring something into my life and share it with me and enhance the quality of my life and the quality of my being. And so I'm open to the experiences of just about anybody, as long as they're speaking positive words and positive thoughts in my life. You can do this thing, but you've got to understand what this life thing is. You've got to grow. You don't go there, you grow there. And people try to go there. And a lot of mistakes are made when you try to go there instead of growing there. You got to understand that life is seed time harvest. You got to put some knowledge in the ground. You got to put some information in your mind. You got to put some knowledge and some thoughts and some different ways of thinking. If you don't like what you're getting now out of life, it's because you're not supposed to like what you're getting now out of life. It's not enough for you. You're greater than that. You're bigger than that. You're supposed to achieve greater things than what you're achieving now. But you first have to begin by changing the way you think about yourself and believing in yourself. And once you do, every step you take, every time you think bigger and think better about yourself, you're going to see greater results in your life. And finally, I have to say this. Greatness materializes through change over time. Now, what does that mean? There's change in your mind, but the change in your mind produces change in the state of your life. There is also a physical movement. And so when you look at Israel, they went from the wilderness to the promised land, and that was far as they could go. They could go that far, but mentally they were not able to go any further because their minds had not moved further. Their minds had not advanced to a higher level. And every time you reach a higher level in life, and every time you seek to do something at a greater level in your life, you're going to have to do something greater in your mind. But then there will be movement that will take place. And life was meant for you to have movement. You're always supposed to grow. You're always supposed to go to greater heights. You're supposed to meet greater challenges, go to new and different places and do great and wonderful things. And as you do, then there'll be another obstacle and there'll be another challenge, and you grow there. Anytime you find anything that seems to be holding you back, that means that something is holding you back mentally first. And if you get the mental right, and if you grow in the mind first, then you can go forth and fulfill the rest of that dream. I thank you for the opportunity that you've given me today to speak with you. I hope that this has been a blessing to your life. I hope it has encouraged you to think about yourself in a greater and greater ways. Remember, you're people of dignity. You're people who are worth something to God. You're people that are supposed to achieve great and wonderful things. And so I'm looking forward to your testimonies. I'm looking forward to hearing from you the great things that God is about to do in your life. Thank you so much. Bye.